Alright, just like I said in the last video, this is my 2014 Porsche 911 Carrera S. Hopefully this is capturing. Gonna go on a little drive, kind of just tell you about the car. You know, it's kind of dirty, needs to be washed, but yeah. Let's get in here. Hopefully it got that. We're gonna get that adjusted properly, because Lord knows I'm not gonna like how it comes out no matter what, probably. These red seat belts. Always sports exhaust. I wouldn't have bought this car without the sports exhaust system. It's the most important option on these cars, because these 991.1s are the last naturally aspirated Porsche 911, so they're kind of special. You know, I don't want to like be that guy that's like thinks his car is the most special thing in the world, but it is the last naturally aspirated 911, which, you know, I don't really like the turbocharged ones unless it's a turbo. You know, I want my base and 911s and my S's like this one to be naturally aspirated, because they have a much better sound to them. But yeah, this has got sport chrono. It's got every option possible. I mean, I don't think this thing is missing a single option. You turn that off. Don't want the copyright. That wouldn't be good. So, you know, yeah. Keep this thing over here in a storage place because I don't have room. And we're on my house where I live. Because, you know, parking is tight over there. There's my S60R. Beautiful. I mean, just so beautiful and sexy over there. But yeah, we're going to probably go through my neighborhood. Maybe, I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do with this. Just a small little drive for today. Just gonna tell you a little bit about it. The best part about it probably is the sound, maybe the handling. The handling's unreal. I mean, you can throw it around the corner, so I mean, it just hooks and hooks and hooks. I mean, it's unreal handling. I even like it over, my grandpa has a McLaren 12C, and like I prefer the handling on this thing, to be completely honest. So yeah, but you know, that McLaren, I'll have to do a review on that soon too, because that's a crazy car. But yeah, I mean, this thing's comfortable. You know, you can put it in sport mode, sport suspension. You know, sport is gonna, you know, obviously put you in a higher RPM, keep you in the power band better. Sport Plus even more so. And then Sport Plus, like, you're not gonna be able to go slow. Like, it's gonna be jerky if you don't go slow. This does have a dual clutch. It's amazing. It shifts extremely quickly. Wouldn't mind having a manual, but the dual clutch is not bad. It's still pretty fun to drive overall. It doesn't do a lot of, you know, cracks and pops, and when I have sport mode on, and then of course sports exhaust opens the valves and whatnot. Sport suspension, I'm pretty sure y'all are probably not seeing this, but sport suspension, you know, increases better handling, stiffens the shocks, all that. Worse ride, of course. Traction control off. You got a sunroof. I'm not gonna open that because it's like, I don't know, like extremely hot. And then you know, yeah, you got your hazards, lock all doors, all that. Heated, ventilated seats. It's got an extremely good Bose sound system. Like, it's actually really good, surprisingly so. Surprisingly good. I only have 37,132 miles on it right now. I bought it with 32,200 miles, so about 5,000 miles I've put on it, and that's been since May of 24. So yeah, this thing, a roll of tape down there. So yeah. Let's see if we can do this here. Oh yeah. Get a downshift in here. Oh, this thing, it sounds so good. Like, I mean, the sound is just so good. Oh my gosh, this thing it's just amazing. It's so good. I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, that Porsche 911, they're all the same, and they're not. But I swear, until you've driven one, you're not gonna understand, because you think they all look the same, kind of. Not really, but like kind of. I love the look of the 991.1, but the .2 look good too. Honestly, they all look good. The 996 base 996, I'll be honest, I don't really like it too much. But like a turbo, oh man, that's good. That's good looking there. But yeah, this isn't my neighborhood here, but we're gonna go through it. But yeah, this thing rides pretty nice. To be honest, like even in not just like standard, nothing turned on or anything, it rides really nice. You start turning shit on, like Sport Plus, well, not Sport Plus, but just Sport suspension button and whatnot, and it gets kind of rough. A Sport Plus might, I don't know, but I don't use it very often, to be honest. This does have launch control. There's something cool here. I don't know if you all will be able to see this. That's not what I want. It has a damn yours chrono. You can track your lap times and stuff. And then there's your G forces, which is just wild that you would need that. But I mean, on track, maybe it might help you. I don't obviously use it, but it's cool to look at sometimes. It's really fun. It's just a cool ass little feature. But yeah, I mean, I drive this occasionally, usually about twice a week or so. I'll take it out. Like today, I'm just gonna film a video on it and probably put it back. But yeah, these things hold their value extremely well. They're still quite expensive for being 10-year-old cars. They've held probably about 60 to 70% of their value, some more than that. Like GTSs are hold like probably 80% of their value. But yeah, these things hold their value crazily. And honestly, I think these 991.1s will probably go up in value. If you have a stick, if you have a manual on one of these, oh man, you've got yourself a for sure future collectible. I mean, yeah, last naturally aspirated manual 911, yeah, that's huge. That's huge. So yeah, AC works great. I have had zero problems with this car. It has absolutely no issues. As you would hope with a Porsche, they're supposed to be fairly reliable, pretty reliable, to be honest. But yeah, really just an amazing car. Honestly, it's reliable. The gas mileage again on these, like the C5 Corvette video I just made, these things get up to 30, 31, 32 miles a gallon if you really drive it sparingly and aren't on the gas and don't have sport mode on and whatnot. And it'll come in on this little screen here. If you do Sport Plus will come on, and then launch controls over on this side, which is super dope. As you'll see right here, Sport, and then the Plus button will come on, but we're just gonna turn Sport back on. If you turn Sport Plus on, it does turn the Sport suspension on, which I don't even know if I realized that. So yeah, that you turn that on, your ride is gonna hurt, but you're gonna go around the corner faster. So there's that. You have a wing when you hit 80 miles an hour. It might be 79. It's like funny, but 80 mile an hour, the wing in the back will come up. It looks super cool. And or you can just hit this button and then it'll stay up once it comes up. It might raise it on its own too when you start getting going, but I don't really mess with it too much. So yeah, I mean, this thing's amazing. 0 to 60 in like 3.6 seconds, 3.5 seconds. So it's really fast. I don't really like hammer it ever, to be honest. Sometimes, rarely. You know, when I first got it, I drove it quite quickly, but you know, now I don't really as much, really, to be honest. So you can slap it over here in the manual, and then this you can go pull up, you can go push up and pull down, and it'll, you know, shift like my manual, not really, but you know, you can shift it manually technically. So I don't ever use that. My it's not C8 Corvette. My S60R has it too. I mean, a lot of cars have that, but you know, I'm gonna use that shit. So yeah, it's hard to beat a Porsche. You know, 911 specifically. 911 came in. I have Boxster to a certain degree. I'd probably rather have like a C6 Corvette than an equivalent priced Boxster, if I'm gonna be honest, just in that range. But you know, everything above it, you know, I mean, it's hard to beat, you know, a Cayman or a 911. I mean, it's pretty difficult. But yeah. Wow, that guy blew through that stop sign. It pops and cracks a lot when you got the sport mode on. I hope that the sound comes through. I'm sure it will, fairly well. But yeah, I mean, this thing's incredible. I mean, I can't praise it enough, to be honest. It looks amazing. It sounds amazing. It handles dumb well, and it's quite pretty. You know, here in Louisville, Kentucky, it gets a fair amount of attention. Like, it gets a decent amount of attention, as you would expect. There's not a whole lot of supercars around here, but occasionally there are. I mean, they've been growing. I mean, I see some pretty crazy cars sometimes, but this thing does get a decent amount of attention. For better or for worse, you know, I don't mind it. You know, I like people coming to talk to me about my car, or, you know, whatever. I like talking to people, so that's cool to me. But you know, it's never like so much attention where you can't drive a car around. Obviously, you know, people know it's Porsche 911. You know, some people probably don't give a shit about it, but you know, a lot of people do. It's definitely a good dream car to have. I mean, you know, if you can afford one of these, I would just get it. There's nothing better for the price. At just period. I mean, you know, you're not gonna beat anything. These are, you know, 991.1 S's are anywhere from 70 to 85 range, 70K to 85K range. With, you know, say less than 70,000 miles on them, you know, so 30, 40, 50, 60, you're gonna be in the $70,000 to $85,000 range. A manual could possibly hit over to the 90s, but overall, you know, they hold their value really well. You're not gonna lose any money on it. You probably stand and make money, honestly, especially if you get manual. I would recommend a manual, like always in any sports car. I recommend a manual, but you know, I didn't care too much on this car, to be honest. So you know, yeah. Now when I want a C6 Corvette just to have, like, you know, I want that kind of daily almost, and I would get a stick. So you know, yeah. But 991.1 Carrera S, can't go wrong with it. I'll be making videos on this car. Well, honestly, I'm just lazy and haven't already, you know, because I definitely should have already, but I just haven't. But yeah, that's about it though.
See you all in the next video.